tackle them.
Bournemouth, I think are safe. I mean, I'll have to admit I'm interested in being level with on points with Bournemouth.
Yeah, you're safe. So you're safe.
Yeah, we're safe.
And I would even say Wolves. If you go down to Wolves and 37, they're safe. But West Ham could get drawn into it.
Yeah, I think it's between from 15th down. I think you're not guaranteed safety just yet. I think if West Ham get 3 more points or 3 or 4 more points, they'll be safe. I think 39 would be tough.
Yeah, but if you look now again, the magic number is 38 games. So all the teams at the bottom outside of West Ham who are playing, they're playing tonight or tomorrow night. They'll have 34 played in. So you have 4 games left. So I think Southampton are gone. They're 5 points off the second last place. I think Forest have to play them coming up the next game, whenever it is. So, Jesus, that could finish us off too if we lose that game or draw it. But I think Southampton are gone. But you have Everton 29, you have 3 teams on 30, Leicester, Leeds and Forest, and then West Ham on 34. But as I said, Noel, I said every time, our goal difference is terrible. So in reality, we are actually a point behind. That's the big one there.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, there's even talk. I know you're on about Nottingham Forest, but looking at Leeds, they're in 17th place. I mean, I saw some rumours that they could even sack their manager. He's only been in, I say, a couple of months, and there's talk that Javi Garcia could get the sack. Just Leeds, how bad all form Leeds are. They're still not in the bottom 3. I mean, they've had a terrible, but they lost 5-1 against Palace at home, lost 6-1 at home to Liverpool. They lost 4-1 away to Bournemouth, so that more or less guaranteed Bournemouth safe. That was a big relegation 6-pointer.
Yeah.
And Leeds lost very badly in that. So if a team is going to fall in there, it's definitely going to be Leeds.
Yeah, but no, again, sorry, no, for cutting across you, but Leeds did beat Nottingham Forest at Ellen Road, and the big problem Nottingham Forest have, they can't defend. We were away to Bournemouth at the weekend. Now, we had a great win during the week against Brighton at home, a great win. But we were away to Bournemouth. We were 1-0 up, conceded a goal, but time was running out. A 1-1 draw away to Bournemouth would have been a great result. We gave away a silly goal, and the fellow who gave away the goal, and I don't even ask me his name, inside in the wall, which was supposed to block the wall, he jumped out of the way, and the ball went into the goalie. Maybe should have saved when he went into the net. I mean, that is just, with that kind of defending and the goal difference, that's bad. That is.
Yeah, I think it was Brentford you were playing. I think not
Brentford. Sorry, I apologise. No, I apologise. So Brentford were playing.
I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I apologise.
Yeah,
but it was the same thing anyway. Just can't defend.
Oh, just can't defend. I mean, against 62 goals you've let in. Leeds have actually let in a few more, I think, but Leeds have probably scored more. No, it's just it's going to go down to the last day, Paul. I think between from 15th down. I think Everton. Seamus Coleman got a bad injury just last night. I just saw a few replays of it. I think it looks like a knee injury. He's captain. He's their leader. I know I think he's 34 now. I mean, the way the injury looked like, it could be. They're saying it could be career injury, and that'd be very sad.
That could rule him out for the Irish game later on the summer, but the next month.
That's right. Yeah, I think he's definitely. But it looks like he's definitely out for the rest of the season. Anyway, he's their captain. He's their captain. He's their leader. He's been with him for so long, and he's a credit. His club and his country, but they're going to miss his job because there isn't really anyone really to step in there. I don't think. Maybe Pickford can be hit and miss. He can be. I find with Pickford, maybe he a bit like Schmeichel, but he hasn't got the skills of Schmeichel. You get me?
Definitely. And of course, there was a big game this night. Sorry, Noel. Everton drew with Leicester City, and last night in a relegation game. Now Leicester were at home, so if Leicester had won that, but they didn't, it was a 2-2 draw. But as you said, with Coleman getting that bad injury, it doesn't look good for Everton. But again, you have 3 points for the win. You have 4 games left. The next time we do, we'll probably have to look at the games. It's probably more important, the games that are coming up. But look, with 3 points for the win, one of them could pull through, but it's going to go down right to the wire, I think.
The only trouble is one of Everton's fixtures is that they're at home to City. The one team we don't want to be playing in the running is City, Manchester City in the running. Yeah. And the last, as far as I know, the last game of the season for Leeds is that they're home to Tottenham. Now Tottenham mightn't have much to play for.
Oh no, Tottenham. That's an ideal game for Leeds, in my opinion.
Yeah, it could be, but if Tottenham aren't going for the Europa League spot, you could be on a lot. As I say, the phrase, they could be on the beach. So So it's going to go down to the Royal Party. I couldn't really call it. I thought
No.
Bournemouth were sorts after Scott Parker got sacked earlier in the year. Gary O'Neill, he hadn't much experience, but my God, the job he's done has been fantastic. And to keep a club like Bournemouth up, if you look at their stadium, I think they can hold between 12 and 14,000. It's brilliant what they're doing, and it's just bigger clubs there like Leicester, Leeds, even Wolves. You look at the resources Wolves would have compared
And
to
of course,
maybe
no,
Bournemouth.
Wolves are a huge club because they're a one city club, and Wolverhampton is a big. It's in the. I know one time it used to be huge because you're a huge industry and factories. When we did not as much now, but it's still Wolverhampton is a huge city, and they're a one city club, much like Leeds United. They're a one city club.
Yeah, they were badly beaten at the weekend by Brighton. They lost 6-0 away to Brighton. It was just, I think, I think they just wanted to get out of there by the end of the first half. They were absolutely destroyed. But I think Lopetegui, in fairness to him, has done a good job. They were bottom at Christmas. Normally, the saying was, if you were bottom at Christmas, you were going to go down. Now, in fairness, with the World Cup, that's screwed everything a little bit. But he's doing a great job. They're not quite safe yet, as we said. Maybe another win might just get there. But I think as I said, from 15 down, that's where.
Just a question on West Ham. This new third competition in Europe, are West Ham still involved in that or not?
They're in the Conference League. I think they're playing AZ Alkmaar in the semi-final.
No, and of course,
I think
sorry, for cutting across you again, but this is why that third competition can be an absolute milestone around your league, because even though they're progressing in it, the league form has collapsed. If you look at them, they're going right down the league now. So it's far more important for West Ham to hold their status in this, what I would call a Mickey Mouse third tier European competition.
It is, I suppose, but I suppose to be fair to West Ham fans, they haven't had much silver for a long, long time. Yeah. And I think they drew 2-2 with Arsenal.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, if I might have this right, that gave them a lot of confidence, and then they hammered the side they were playing 4-1, and they got good form in the competition over the last couple, brought it into their league form.
Yeah.
So it has been a help to them as well, a small lately. But I would agree with you, overall the season. I mean, I think West Ham United finished 7th last year. That's how they got into the competition. So, I mean, from 7th down to 15th, it's a big, big drop. And if the owners were a bit more panicky, like the Leeds United owners are, with rumours that they could sack their manager, David Moyes could go on. But I think David Moyes is a fine manager at a certain level.
Yeah.
Great job at Everton. I think the job at United was too big for him. He has rebuilt his reputation doing a good job at West Ham. This year, the wheels have fallen off a little bit, but I do think he'll get them safe.
Yeah, and for just your own club there, Chelsea again, another if you have relegation form, but just even up for points on the board, and it was points on the board matter. But if you go by the recent form, you're actually relegation form.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Thomas Tuchel, I think, had 10 points when he was sacked. If we hadn't those 10 points, Paul, we'd be on 29. That's so serious.
If we need half, if you had 5 points down, you'd be on 34, 33, 34. If you right down the shake,
we'd be right in it, Paul.
Yeah.
And we're damn lucky we have those points. If we had maybe, as you said, 3 or 4 points less, we'd be right in it. And we wouldn't.
And the form is so bad, you wouldn't be able to get out of it. Yeah.
But that's to say, we wouldn't have to fight for a bloody relegation battle because we're not used to it. We finished 3rd last year, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And we've been in the league numerous years, and Europe. We're not going to be in Europe next year. It'll be a long time if we don't get our act together. We won't be in the Champions League or even the Europa League for a long time, yes.
Yeah.
So next
season. And of course, sorry for cutting across you. It's all about mentality too of the supporters, but also the players will say. At the start of the year, West Ham would have been saying, right, everyone knew they weren't going to win it. They probably weren't going to make the top 4. But you'd be hoping maybe if you're a West Ham supporter or a player, you'd be maybe around 7th or 8th trying to get to Europa League. But instead of that, you're down trying to avoid relegation. You look at Everton, a long-time club as well. Even though they've been slipping for a few years, but they never realised they would be down in 19th place. And the mentality comes into it then. Do you know what I mean? If the fans and the players haven't got the right mentality and they don't want to put the battle, they won't roll up the sleeves, you can just really sink into it.
Yeah. There needs to be you need to have a certain mentality to stay in the Premier League. I feel resources. I remember 2 clubs now eventually did both go down, but Stoke and Burnley, if you think about them, they were used to this battle. They were now eventually because of players, the quality just didn't show through in the end.
Yeah.
But every year, you think Wigan when I was going up Wigan to be
Yes.
down there, they would always last day of the season. The amount of times they managed to survive last day of the season or the second last game just to survive.
Yeah.
And you need a certain manager who to make the best of his resources, because the resources aren't great,
And so
particularly when you look at other
this
clubs.
season, Bournemouth are a perfect example. At the start
Yeah.
of the year, Bournemouth's job was to avoid relegation, and they've done that.
Big time. They've
Yeah.
done it. That's their objective. Now, if you can build on it,
Yeah.
that's fine. Because eventually, like those clubs, we've been talking about, Stoke and Wigan, they've survived numerous times, but then
But eventually they will go down, of course.
eventually you will go down. But if the resources aren't improved on, because at the end of the day, just being in the Premier League to survive, you need to grow as a club as well. You need to improve.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leeds and Forest.
I go back to Forest again, Noel, and again, the club I've supported. I said at the start of the year to everyone who wanted to listen. Now, obviously, I'm not over in England, but anyone around here, I said before a ball was kicked, if we finish 17 to be an outstanding season, will you go onto these? I don't know, not websites, but these forums, and I'm on a few of them. The Nottingham Forest supporters and fans and all this. Now, I don't know, are the people real or not, or are they just saying things for the crack? Like at the start of the season, they're saying we're going to be challenging for the Europa League. We'll be, you know. I mean, but now again, I don't know, are these people for real or not? Are they just putting up stuff to get a reaction? Anybody, and I have never been over in England, but I've been supporting soccer in Nottingham Forest in '77. But anybody with 2 half-dead brain cells, as I call them, knew at the start of the season, bringing in 20 new players, to avoid relegation was going to be a battle. And now the same supporters are sack the manager. They're looking to sack Cooper. I don't care if you brought in, doesn't matter who you brought in. You were going to struggle big time. It was going to be a battle down to the last game of the season. So just a quick word before we finish up on these so-called forums. And people say they're only online, but that will spread onto the supporters in the terraces, in the stands, that negativity, and that will go onto the pitch then as well. Yeah. The manager has been asked questions in the press conferences because this is creating a negative vibe. So just your general opinion on these online forums. But if you win a game, you're the best in the world. You're going to be the world champion. Yeah. But you lose a game, sack the manager. Just general your thoughts on them.
I find, Paul, that everything is exaggerated. When we win, everyone's all, we can do this, we can do that, we can improve all our season. And then when we lose, I always feel, don't get too high or don't get too low.
Yeah.
As a fan, as a Chelsea fan, I'd be expecting much more myself. But since we're talking about Forest, when they came up this season, the most I expected Forest to do was, like I said, 17th place. If they got further, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
But the main objective for any club coming from the Premiership, we've got Sheffield United, Burnley promoted just there the last couple of weeks. Their objective next season is to finish inside 1 to 17. Don't care where, as long as they survive.
Yeah.
When you're coming up from it's a big, the standard is, you're playing against Man City, Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea. Brighton are a fantastic club now with the resources they've managed.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone can be a Brighton. Now, Brighton took a couple of years. Chris Hughton got promoted.
Yeah. And of course, just go back. Chris Hughton did a great job, and he was kind of thrown aside very fast. But he did a great job with himself.
He did. They found that maybe the style of football wasn't the best, and for entertaining for the fans. But the job that he did shouldn't be forgotten about, because you could be like numerous times people say, some clubs are too big to go down. Like, for example, Leeds went down for years. They were playing entertaining football, but eventually they went down. If you remember, there was Alan Kirby at Charlton Athletic. They were saying he was a steady hand, kept him up numerous years, and when they eventually did get rid of him, they went down to League One. And I think they're still down there now at the moment. We'll
go back to Nottingham Forest. We went down to the 3rd division too, so don't tell me that you can't get relegated down to the 3rd division. We made history. We were the first former winners of the European Cup anywhere in Europe to get relegated to the 3rd tier in the domestic league table or system. So go back to Forest again, Noel. Just